Hey guys, today we're going to do a little bit of sashiko stitching. I love sashiko stitching. I'm going to show you a few little simple things. Let me find them. So here's one that I did. And really when it comes to sashiko stitching, you're really looking at doing full long stitches where you're going in, out, in, out, in, out. And what you're trying to do is move your fabric on the needle, not necessarily move your needle across the fabric. And that's the way they did that. And you do not want your threads, you want little gaps in between. And I don't know if you can see those little gaps. You don't want your stitches touching. You don't want to do a cross where you would stop before the point so you're not overlapping or intersecting. So we're going to start doing a project like this, but you can take this idea and use it any way that you would like. So I have this piece of fun blue fabric, and I really like that. And I'm using this blue and off-white fabric right here. So if I'm going to do it kind of like this, which I put onto a canvas pouch, what I did was I'm going to take a piece of steam seam or any type of fusible web, make it a little smaller than the piece that you have in the center here. And that's if you want to use this. I just thought this turned out really, really cute. So I'm centering it in the center, and then we're going to iron it. And the nice thing about this is if you want to machine stitch around the edge or hand stitch, you're not having to go through the fusible web. It'll be really nice and easy to sew through. That's why I'm not putting it all the way to the edge. So when your iron is hot, you're just going to, I pulled the one piece of paper off of the one side and laid it on the back side of this pretty fabric. Iron this down. Give it a second here, and then I'm going to peel this piece off. And then you're going to see, I don't know if you can see the shiny, but it's the fusible web on the back of here. And you can really do it any way you would like. I'm just going to put it into the center here. And then iron this down. And it's going to hold it in place. And also I'll know where I want to do my other stitching. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to find a stencil. You can see I used a, I did a hexagon, and I thought that was fun, and you have your little openings in between. But this time I think I might do some fun squares. I'm going to show you how I'm going to get this on here. So this is dark fabric, so I'm going to use a white marker. I also have, they have red, green, blue, just depends on what you would like to use. I have a case for this, but for right now, I'm just going to use it, and it's still strong enough to use as is without the case on it. So I'm going to make sure it's flowing. It is. Now, with the red and the blue and the other colors, you will see immediately. Let me just show you an example. I guess I thought I was going to do a weaving on that. Let me show you on this first. So let's say I wanted to do on a lighter color. So let's say I picked blue, and I wanted watch this. You're thinking, oh my gosh, it's running everywhere. It's making a mess. Oh no. See all that? Look at that. Are you worried? Are you worried? See all that ink? Watch. Where'd it go? Isn't that cool? So it is gone, so you don't need to worry. So that's how the darker ones work. I did notice with the white ones, it is a little bit different. You do have to, it's like you have to wait a few seconds. I'm just gonna do a few squares in here and I will show you. Now you can't really see them, can you? It's really weird. It's like it takes, the white takes just a few seconds to show up, and I don't understand why. It just is the way it is. I'm just gonna do a few, and then okay, these are the first ones I did. You can see I may have missed some, but they'll start showing up better. But you see the little white lines in there? And that is pretty cool on dark fabric. So let me add, maybe I missed. I can just line this up. Let's add one little one here. Okay, so let's say I had this all filled up. I'm gonna give you the basics of how we do this. So I am actually using Japanese sashiko thread. And to give you an idea, if you're buying it on a card, it'll just be rolled up. If you buy it on this is really nice because when you open it up, you're going to take the knot out, open it all the way up, and it's set, when it's open, at about 20 inches where you cut the two ends and you have your perfect sizes for the threads you would normally use. So this works really well. These I had already pre-cut and they are probably about that because I had cut everything to make that work. Now, when you are using this, you're going to feel, if you run your fingers one way, it'll be a little rougher. It feels a little rougher. If you run it this way, it's very, very smooth. Try that. So this is smooth. So what you want to do, smooth this going down. So, and this is one of their needles, a sashiko needle. And they do run quite a bit more than a regular needle, but they really are so nice. It feels like you are just putting a knife through butter. So, so you know, this is smooth. So when I am running this through here, it is gonna move so smoothly through that. I'm gonna start in the back. I'm gonna make a knot, whichever way you would like to make your knots. Now, what you wanna do is you wanna do running stitches. So, I'm gonna start in one area, come up. Now, if this was a lot larger square, you might do 2 or 3 stitches in this. This still is fairly small, but I could literally do just 1 stitch, go over, 1 stitch, then I am going to go up to the top. And I don't think those are even too big. Any bigger than that, I wouldn't do. But if you're doing symmetrical lines like this, you can figure out, can I get 2, 3 stitches in that one big line, or 1, or so that you have a good feel for that. And then I'm going to go down here. So what I'm going to do is do all of these that are running, I suppose they're horizontally. I'm doing this next row. And you do not want to pull your thread tightly. You want this to be very loose. It doesn't look like I'm getting much stitched here. But if you diagram it out in your mind or look at your lines, you can just keep going and going and going. I am just doing this very small area with this, and this won't take us long at all. You really want to do more of continual running. So there you go. So, I mean, then you could hand stitch around, but you can see how detailed or how simple you could make your designs, whether it's just wavy lines, a hexagon, just squares, circles, words, whatever it is that you would like to do. But I just wanted to give you an idea on this. And then if you want to on the machine or by hand, you could do a running stitch, fill this up as much as you would like. The last thing I wanted to show you is how I put it on to this canvas bag. So how I did this on here was when I finished my whole piece, I wanted to put this on here. And I did it to make it fit on here. I put it at an angle just so it would fit all the way up. So I'm going to fold this edge down a bit. See, that's still not covering it at all. Okay, there we go. So what I did is a hand stitch, and it was just a whip stitch, and you can see if I can show you how I did that. I just did a small whip stitch where I grabbed this top edge of the canvas and I went through this little folded piece, then the top edge of the canvas, then through this folded piece. And I'm going to do that all the way across to make this nice and flat, and then I would probably iron it down. Then what I did, just to make this fit on here, I took these ends and I brought them up, and I'm going to stitch those down. Now, I folded mine back a bit so I didn't have the raggedy edge. If you don't want to, don't do that. But if you do want to, you would just fold your edge back just a tad bit, iron that down, put this here, and then same thing, do your whip stitch or do a running stitch, and same down here. Same with this side, here and here, and then at the very end, you're going to fold this in just a tad bit, and then do a stitch here and here, and that's how I achieved that look on the back and that on the front. But if you don't want to put it on your bag, this would be really cute. If I finish stitching and doing other fun things on here and then stitch around this, you could add this as a front of a pocket. You could cover a book cover with it. You could use it on an apron, anything that you could possibly think of. So this would be really, really cute to use, or part of a quilt. But I just wanted to give you an idea, show you some fun stitches, and how you can get your images on there very fast and simple. Hope you guys give this a try, but whatever you do, have fun.